Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on Attingham Park. Right, so it's now November. Last episode, I think we were about maybe September time, so I have jumped through a bit, but I've also done quite a bit, so I'm trying to progress this along nicely, and I think I'm doing that. So I'll give you a bit of an update in a second of the field. I'm just going to try and figure out where I'm going to take this. I've not actually thought this through properly, I don't think. Basically what I've done is I've gone down to the animal dealership. There's a few places also on that site which you can sell bales and purchase manure and stuff. But I've placed this down, which is a loading station for beet pulp. So it's part of the Maize Plus mod. It's a placeable that you can put down and you can buy beet pulp. So you can go fill a trailer up, for example, store it on your farm and then put it into a feed mix. So I thought we should probably get some additions like that. So I have bought this trailer full, which is 27,000 litres, and it only cost me like £1,200. So yeah, it's probably in the wrong place. Let's move that out of the way. So yeah, it's a good idea because when we start doing some feed mixes, which we're not too far off really, we have got silage now and it's all fermented. We've also got some hay because I did a few hay bales out in the field while I was testing the bale capacities and sizes and all that kind of things. So we have got a bit of feed. I mean, to be honest, the cows are absolutely loving life out in the field grazing. I've been checking the animals and all they're doing is giving me a hell of a lot of slurry, which I do need to keep an eye on because I think, well, fingers crossed, I'm hoping when that gets full, it might then start automatically filling up the extra storage. I'm not 100% certain on that. I'll be honest, I'm also more hopeful than actually expecting it to happen. But we'll keep an eye on it. Let's just hope it does. And we've got a hell of a lot of manure. I mean, the rates that it's coming out with Maize Plus is pretty impressive to see. But the feed, I mean, I did one full... I basically filled this up completely with TMR as I started, knowing that I've got 30 cows, and that's like having 200 cows previously, for example. It's, it takes a lot of feed to maintain. So I thought we'll fill it up, gives us enough chance to get the feed in we need, and then we can start doing it ourselves. So I have noticed that it's just been completely refreshing because of the grass that's been growing in this field. Now, they have been taking little bits from it. As you can tell, there is a bit of difference in the grass. I mean, this is probably at the stage again you want it to be. So this is actually regrown really well, which is surprising but also good to see. But we are in them kind of months where soon there isn't going to be any grass. It's not going to regrow much. We're going to go through them winter months and they're probably going to start depleting that down. So we need to probably, start looking at feed mixes. And if it gets to the point that the grazing's just doing too much of it, it is a massive pasture after all. We'll just get more cows and have more milk coming in, which does help me because I got a loan out. I couldn't help myself. I wanted some kit and I'm now in debt, 200k, but we're going to pay that off. We have got the harvest coming in with the sunflowers, which we started off with. It's not going to be amazing because there was weeds in that field, and I really got to the point where, there was nothing too much I could do about that. So, we're going to have to figure that out. But we are going to start paying that off with the returns we get from the sunflowers. But as you can see, we've got a lot of silage bales. They're all sorted out. We've got a bit of hay. We've now got some of this to add. And I have actually started parking away all the equipment and trying to make it look as good as possible, the yard, and a bit more sorted than what it was. So we're just going to dump this here. I don't know where else to put it, to be honest. And I think this will be easy access because we want to try and keep it relatively close to the feed that we're doing. Way up. Now, that's not what we wanted. Let's try that again. I want to take the roof off. It's not ideal when this happens, but, we're nearly there. 3%. Come on. There we go. So that's that done. We've got that sorted out. It's on the yard and on the farm ready to be used when we do the feed mixes. So let's have a quick look at the field, just give you a quick update. So this is the field that I said I was going to do whole crop in. If we just look on the map, we can see that it's field 27 and it is growing nicely. So it's a winter barley that we've put in. It doesn't need rolling or anything like that. And if we have a look at precision farming, you can see that I've already applied the nitrogen and also the pHs on all these fields except the big one that we've got the sunflowers in because I've not been able to do any work on that yet. But field 27, for example, is perfect. It really is. And if we zoom in a little bit here, it should give me some information of each individual field when we get to soil types. There we go. So we're at 48. Not too bad. Everything will start going up eventually. But pH is fine. I've done pH, like I said, on all these fields now, so that's that done. Nitrogen levels of the grass fields, which is 32, 26, and 25, are all good for the next crop. So that's good as well. So the pH in them and the nitrogen levels are fine. And field 31, what I basically did is, when we just make it out, I actually cultivated it ready to start putting in the corn when we do the maize silage. And I also want to thank everyone that let me know in the comments section about going into the store. And there's a little point there that you can turn the collisions off on the hedges. So thanks for that, because that really is a game changer for me. I do much prefer it when you haven't got the collisions on the hedges. But yeah, this is all ready now, so that will eventually have corn growing nicely. This is a big enough field, I think, for the amount of maize silage we want to do. Fingers crossed. We do want to fill the bunker up, but we don't need it too much, I think. We have got grass silage after all, and some large grass fields to do, like 2 cuts off, which is going to be hay and, yeah, grass silage. So that's that done. So the main focus of this episode is going to be to get them sunflowers harvested. I didn't want to miss that out because I thought it's going to return, hopefully a good amount. So why not go at it, try and make a bit of cash. At the end of the day, we started off with it. And then, yeah, we'll see how we get on with making a bit of money to pay off that loan. But I just want to quickly show you the amount of manure that has spawned into here. It is 91,000 litres, and we've gone 2 months. There was probably a little bit left, but we did use quite a bit, and I've also filled up this. So it goes to show that if you're with Maize Plus, if you want slurry and you want manure, you can definitely get it, and that's just from 30 cows, which is mind-blowing, really, but I think it's really good. It adds a lot more gameplay to that side, so if you want to be doing more spreading, more muck spreading, more slurry, you now get the option to do that because obviously the volumes are there. And with field sizes like we've got on Attingham, it will definitely come in use. Right, so let's get everything set up. We are going to do a bit of course plate on the harvester, and then we're also going to be doing the carting ourselves. That's the best way to go with this. Now, this is the only trailer I've got, so we're going to probably be doing a few trips with this. Let's have a quick look at the map and kind of get an idea of where the best place to get in. I think there's an entrance down at the bottom here, 33. I'm not sure if we can get through field 27. I don't think we can. No, we can't. So, yeah, we're going to go down to the bottom and do it that way. So, I'll get down there, I'll set everything up, and then we can get this thing started. And hopefully by the end, we can see the actual yield we get, which I'm expecting it to be pretty decent because of the field size, but obviously, with us having weeds in, it's not going to be as good as it could be. Alright, so there we go. We're here. I think this is the only entrance to this field, but if anyone else knows, let me know. I think we'll see it on the way going through the field, but I'm pretty certain it is. So we're probably going to do a bit of crop damage here, but we just need to move this out of the way just for a little bit until we've got the turning space coming back into the field. It is a massive field, it is, so it's going to be a big job. But let's get it started, eh? So we'll unfold this. I do love this animation. I mean, look at that. How cool is that? There we go. And off we go. We'll start bringing in the sunflowers. Now we'll set up courseplay, like I said, in a second. We'll just get it in the field. And just make a bit of space. We'll set the overlap as well to shorter. I think the turnings in the field aren't too bad. Seem like there's enough space on the hedges, and now we haven't got collisions, we shouldn't get any issues when using like courseplay and stuff. I think that's probably a good enough point as any. So let's bring up the courseplay menu and we'll set this thing going. So it's automatically picked up field through at 33. You can see the white boundary around, which is great. I'd say if we did 3 headlands, that should be fine. Start work on the headlands, smooth cornering. We're going to bring that right down because why not? And I don't think we actually need to skip a row, so it should work fine. So let's see what it generates. Wow, that is a big field. I mean, it's small rows down here. I thought, oh, it'd be better to go upright, but maybe not. Maybe it's better across that way. That's definitely enough room, though. So that should, yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's set it going from here, and first waypoint, off you go, and enjoy life. So we're going to bring down now quickly. We're going to bring down this. This is what we need to do. So let's bring this down into the field ready. It isn't the biggest trailer. It's only holds 27,000. So we're going to be doing a lot of trips with this. But I am already in debt and I can't keep spending money. I need to try and bring in something now that's going to pay off that debt. And the silo as well is just over there, so we're going to have to make some loops, and probably it might be a good idea, you know, to, yeah, we'll drive over this way and go that way and come make a reverse and then come back out. I think that is the best way to do this. So let's head down to the field, get it all set up for our first load, and then I'll cut back in when the harvester's pretty much getting full, and we'll make a start on carting this in, just to try and give us an understanding of where we're going to be at. Right, so I'm just in the menu of precision farming, just trying to get an understanding of where we're at, and you can see that we've already hit 5,400, and he's probably done, well, he's hardly done anything, let's be honest, in the field. And money that we spent so far was 87 samples, which I think is a lot compared to what it should be, but I did the easier option when I started the map, so that was 7,600, and we are pretty much a total of, well, it's going down, so it will be plus, but it's minus 3.7, so not too bad. I'm just trying to figure out the best time to sell sunflowers as well. We should probably have a look at that. Let's just have a quick look at that. So March looks like it's the best time at 1,400, around that. So yeah, we're going to hold on to this until at least March. We're not too far off that. That's not the worst. But so far, so good. So I think what I'll do now, because the video is going to be massive, I'll let him do a bit first before we jump back in and then do some carting. Maybe 2 loads in or 3 loads in, I'll cut back in, I'll give you a bit of an update, and then I think it'll be time to do a montage. So let's just see how he gets on for a bit, and then I'll cut back in. Right, so I'm dropping off the first load. Cows are in the way. Come on. Yeah, if one's walking through the fence, I can quite easily just drive through. Trying to play somewhat realistic sometimes is quite difficult, isn't it? Let's be honest. So, we're going to try and reverse this, but I have found it slightly tricky to reverse from this angle, so I think it might be better if I do it a different way. Let's try this again. It might be better reversing in. Yeah, let's try that. We'll reverse in and we'll dump this in. It's 27,000 litres. It's just started pretty much its 3rd headland, so it's not too bad. We are going to make some money. At the end of the day, this is free crop as I see it. We haven't done anything to this field. We just started off with it. We basically inherited the farm with a field of sunflowers. So let's dump this into the silo, and then what I've decided to do as well is try and multitask. It might be problematic, but we're going to find out. But I am going to set courseplay to follow the exact same course as the harvest is currently doing. So while that's doing that, we're going to get into the McCormick, and we're going to get the baler on this. Now it is a fast baler, so we're going to have round straw bales with this. And I do like to store square ones when possible, but I keep getting a bit of frame rate droppage around this area. It's only in this spot, weirdly. So let's get into this, fast bale it, and we're going to get follow me to follow us, and we're going to set it going, like I said, on the same course, and then that should be spot on. So let's do that, wait for it to, there we go, wait for it to set itself up. I have found that you just have to be patient with that, and sometimes it takes a few seconds, but then it does eventually notice what you're trying to do, and it should now follow me along. So yeah. Now I have got a mod that allows me to do straw with like corn and canola and stuff, but it also must allow me to do straw with sunflowers, which is nice to see. So we did need a bit of straw. We're going to get some, so that is a bonus, but we're probably going to get more than we need, because I've noticed all the straw that I give the cows for bedding and so on is still there, and the manure we're pumping out is insane. So I think the biggest problem is finding a place to put this, but I might actually put a shed in around this field here to the right hand side. It's like a grass field. We've got enough grass fields, there's a few trees in it. We could literally put a shed in down here. We could even put a silage pad down there to put some silage bales if we need the space. The one thing for certain on this map is we haven't got a shortage of areas and space. So flying around that corner. There we go. So we'll stop him and just let him just sit here for a little bit. And then we're going to get to the harvester, because I need to actually save this course. So let's open up the course. And we're going to save it. Now, let me just get this right. Field 33, he's missed a few bits, hasn't he? That's my fault for trying to set the overlap so small. So first thing we need to do here is create a new folder. We're just going to call it Field 33, press OK, save the course in that one, activate, and we're going to call it Field 33. I'm just going to call it the corn header because I've only got one. I could look at the exact size, but that will do me perfectly fine, because then I know anything in Field 33, corn header size, that should work perfectly. So now what we need to do is load up that course with this. I'm going to get my mouse back, which I can't do. There we go. And we go that one. Load course, activate. Just make sure I've got it. I have got a new menu here for crop rotation, so it's kind of put me out of sync to what I'm used to. But there we go. That's the same course. So first waypoint. Off you go. Drop some bales for me. Please don't hit the harvester and the bales you drop out. Let's just hope they don't cause any issues. They probably will, but we'll just hope for the best. I'm trying to multitask here after all. I think we give them enough of a head start. And there we go. Straw bales on its way, and we just need to focus on emptying. That's a big patch there. Miss that is, Marmite. Let's just see, because he's there. You can see he's nearly full up again. So let's make sure we empty this. And then I think after that would be a good point for me to do some montages. Obviously I'm going to be doing the carting as well, so I'm not going to be doing auto drive. I will set up auto drive, but I didn't have it installed originally because it was conflicting with the pumps and hoses mod, but I don't know if that's still true at the moment, so we'll have to find that out. So that's him doing his headland passes. He's now going to start doing his up and down rows, which are going to be right to the top of the field. So we're just going to try and empty out. There you go, before he gets off. So that's 9,800 litres already in here. And we'll let him go up there. We're just going to have a quick look at the bale sizes that are coming off. So we've got 5,000 litre bales. That's not too bad. We could be doing larger straw bales, but that'll do. That will do for the moment. So yeah, perfect time now to stick in a montage. Let's get this harvest all done. Let's see where we're at, bale count wise and harvest wise. And fingers crossed it is a good amount, and then we'll hold on to it for the right time of year, sell it, and hopefully make some good money. Right, so welcome back. That is the field all done. And actually, it didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it would be. With having a harvester with a head of that size, it really does make the job much easier. So, I am thinking about maybe combining this field with that grass field and doing a bit of editing in GE. Taking some of them hedges out and combining them together and just making one massive kind of field. I think that would actually work out for us. So let's just drop this on. There we go, that's that all done. And we can just park this up to the side a minute. The guy is still out in the baler finishing off. There's not too many rows left for him to do, and they're only small rows. They're not too bad. Let's just quickly open up this and I'll give you an idea of what I was thinking. So this grass field here with the trees in, we could chop some of the trees down or just remove them in GE and make this one big field and maybe keep it where this field ends. Keep that line going all the way across to the road and that be the field, and then there's an extra area there that if we do want to put some placeables down, like another shed for maybe some bales or somewhere to keep, mainly bales really, but straw bales, silage bales, anything like that, we can place that in and have this one massive field then to do harvests in or some kind of crop with this, because we are going to try and be as productive as possible in this series really and make as much money as possible, use all the Maize Plus features, proper get into the feeding side of things. So why not do that? So before we go and drop this last load off, we'll just have a quick look at the field then. Because I'm using that crop rotation mod, I really like the idea of that. It kind of reminds me of seasons from FS19. In the bottom right hand corner, if you can just make out, it says previous harvest, sunflowers and sugarcane. So what I've done is tried to give myself a bit of an idea of the crop rotation. So I've placed this in, and this is the best way that I can figure it out. And the only one that we were struggling with is pretty much the canola after the sunflowers and sugarcane. So I've put the sugarcane in and then the sunflowers that's just been on. So that's already, that must have been prior to the map. Then this is what's set up in the save game when we started. And then this is the kind of order we're going to go in. Now with this mod, you can actually give an extra 15% on top if you do the right crop rotation. So it does work as well with precision farming, which is nice to see. So this is the kind of plan that I've got. We're going to go for soybeans next time with the bigger field capacity as well. Then we're going to move to sorghum. Then canola, it just dropped down, but it's still 5% on top. It's never going to be less than that, which is good. And then we're going to go back up to 115 or 1.15, so 15% on top. And then corn and oats, and then we'll carry on if we get to that point. I mean, that's quite a lot of harvest. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. That is, I mean, that's a long time. We might not even get through all that, to be honest with you. But it's nice to see that we've got some extra yield coming in. And this field, you've got to remember, we had weeds in it. It wasn't probably fertilized fully. You know, it hasn't been rolled, mulched, all that kind of stuff, and we can really focus on it now and try and get that maximum yield in. We'll put slurry down, we'll probably put manure down on the ground as well after we cultivate it. Depending on how we need to go about that, we'll have a look just to see if it needs ploughing or anything. We'll quickly just drop this load off and then we'll have a look to see what state the field's in. And we'll proper focus on getting it maximised out to the best we can, really. So yeah, what I'm thinking is where these trees are there, where that boundary of that field kind of lines up, we can bring it all the way down now to this fence, and then that's a good area then here to just put some hard concrete down, anything like that, make it look like we can put some placeables in, probably move one of these gates out and make it ourselves a nice entrance going into it. I think that's the best way to go about it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that in GE. So before the next episode starts, you will see that all modified and done, definitely. And then when we focus on doing that field, we can proper plan it out better. We've got plenty of manure, plenty of slurry to set that field up as well, with some cheaper version of fertilizer to start off with. But let us go in and then we'll have a quick look. So let's just turn it off. Actually, I keep forgetting this, but you do need the engine on to tip in. So start that again. Let's tip it all in, then turn the engine off. And then we can have like a bit of a recap. Yields, all that kind of stuff. Looking at the field as well. And we know we're going to be doing soybeans, which is actually a really good crop to do. It gives you quite a bit of cash. So that's everything in. Let's have a quick look. So we'll start off with precision farming. We can look at the yield we got. You can see that I'm probably hitting around 85 if I'm lucky. Mainly 80%, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say so. It looks like 85, 80% there. Some of it could have even been up to 75, which is not the best. But that's what you get when you start a map off. You've not done anything to it. And you can also see that, I know we've got the money's going down now because we've got the guy in there baling, but we could sell some of them straw bales. It's not like we need a more. We really could just sell half, keep half. Our feed's doing pretty well at the moment. Straw's doing pretty well as well with the animals. We've only got 30 cows as well, which is plenty to start off with Maize Plus. Really is. So we got 77,000 litres. You can see there, 27 tonnes of sunflowers. It will bring in 51,000, it says, but I don't know if that's accurate to the current price or the potential price. So we'll have a closer look at that. But that's not bad to start off with that field in the state it's in. I'm pretty happy with that. So soil type's pretty straightforward. It's all sandy loam, so we don't have to worry about any of that. That's quite convenient. Most fields aren't like that. pH needs sorting out. That definitely needs doing. The nitrogen levels are completely depleted. It's 0. So that will also need sorting out, which we can do. And yield, again, well, we'll reset that by the time we get into the next field. So you can see that it definitely needs a bit of care. They're all the bales that we've done so far. So all them dots are bales. And that's actually, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually, I know there's a C bale mod as well. But if you're using the Easy Development mod, you can go to this tab here, which is the objects and fill types, and you have an option here to say show bale locations and show pallet locations. So I've turned on this, and what it does is it just brings up them dots on the map. So it's, if you want to have that feature, you can, and especially while you're doing the harvest, it's nice to turn it on and off. So when I'm doing a harvest now, I prefer this to the C bales mod. So I put that on just to see where the bales are in the field and try and get an idea of how many we've done, and you can see that there's a good amount there. So overall, I think that's been a pretty productive episode. We've done the harvest. We've got ourselves, if we actually have a look, you can see for certain that, we go to here, sunflower, 77,000 litres in there. Not too bad. I do think that's the wrong, I mean, it was telling us we were going to get 51,000. I don't think that's right at all. It's well off. If you think about it, it's 1,400. That's it. Even if it's £1,000, we're getting 77. We could get close to 100,000 with this, easy. So that's great to see. That's half of the loan already paid off just from doing that. Never mind all the milk that's going to soon start coming in. So I think we're good for that loan. We will pay it back and we don't have to get in much debt. But we've got 166,000. I did give myself a bit of a buffer because I know I'm going to need a feed mixer. And yeah, a few other little things I think along the way, like for the planting side of things. We've got all the grasswork stuff all sorted now. That's not something we're going to buy. We've got all the harvesters, forage harvesters, all that kind of stuff because we're going to be doing maize silage and whole crop silage. Maize silage is going to be in a bunker. Whole crop silage we're going to do in bale format. So we're going to need a bits and bobs. But all the planting side of things, you can see. I mean, I've only got a cultivator really. That's it. Apart from that, I'm stuck. So it's going to cost us quite a bit because the field size as well, it's going to end up being is even bigger, which will probably mean we're going to try and get as big as we can when it comes to the tools we're using on the arable side. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. It's definitely been a productive one. I've also enjoyed this one quite a lot. I am really enjoying using Maize Plus. I think Maize Plus is amazing. So the fact that we've got a series running, even though it's a short series and you know, one just for the moment until some more maps come out, I think this is a good series, and yeah, hopefully you're enjoying it too. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.